And I was like, you're like, you trust me to do this?
Right?
I still have those moments where I'm like, this is crazy. Like you just ordered like a ton of you've never ordered from me before. And because this is all online and I didn't have a website at this point.
And welcome back to the Riley Black Project. Crystal and John.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going.
How you feeling? How you doing?
Good. I feel accomplished.
Yeah.
We have
a lot of updates and things that are going on. So you definitely want to stick around for the life update.
I used my rotary.
Save it for the life update.
Okay.
You gave away too much already.
Sorry.
Ghosty Malone.
He's back. I missed him.
You know, he'll be back for like 2 episodes.
No, we're going to have to go. It's okay. It's Halloween all the time in my house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So he's up, which means it's Halloween time.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh man, we literally should.
What?
We have to put him out we have to start putting him out in September.
Yeah.
Because this episode's going to air literally the week before.
Yeah, with all of our ahead of time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this episode is brought to you by
Katie with Monarch Pine. So if you're looking for jewelry findings or blanks, check out her website, monarchpine.com.
You almost said it again?
Yep. Well, and I was also thinking about how she was just down to add barcodes and stuff, but she's back up again. So check her out on her website, monarchpine.com, and use code RileyBlack to get 10% off. But patrons get a higher discount. And I did just update that list.
Nice.
And there's several new ones. New, all the time codes too, with no expiration dates. And those are my favorite.
Yeah. So if you're a patron member and you want to see those coupon codes in that list, be sure you're a part of the TRBP Hangout Facebook group. And if you're Gen Pop, no worries. We got you covered too. The Riley Black Project Community Facebook group. Join there. We do quarterly After Darks there. Over on TRBP Hangout, we do monthly After Darks there. It's a little fun. We get a little under the influence.
Yep.
And we just chat. We have our laptops up. It looks completely different.
Yeah.
And we're in the chat, and we're just kicking it with our listeners.
Well, and the code list. So there's 2 different codes. There's the regular discount list for the free members. You just have to be a free member on Patreon.
Oh, okay.
To gain access to the list. And then if you're a paid patron, then you get a higher discount.
The discount, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anywhere from 2 to 10%. Typically higher. Some are 20%.
Yeah. Some people go ham.
So yeah, they do. Yeah. Especially on files, because files is easy to just kind of.
Right.
It's not like real money or real, it's
not like
digital
real life
product.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all the things, right? We don't have any events coming up. We're not going anywhere.
We don't know. It changes every single week.
Yeah, it does.
So we have a tentative one October, tentative one November.
This is what? This comes out on the 27th for everybody. So that's right after Print United?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be at Print United
maybe
for at
we were
least
there,
a day.
Maybe we weren't.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see. Yeah. So I think last week we were back in studio. We've been in studio again. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, with that all out of the way, this week's guest is there's so many things. So
well, her name is Cindy.
Oh, well, I usually give
you're
fun
doing
facts.
the fun facts. Sorry. We'll save that.
Giving away the name already and everything because you don't do this.
Well, you're struggling. I was trying to help you out.
I'm trying to see here where it is. I know avid rollerblader, which is
we just
which
went
fits
yesterday.
right in, right? Because we just went to Skate Factory yesterday, and I can't see where the other one is. Anyway, welcome to the show. Cindy from Saltwater Stitches Hat Co.
There you go.
How's it going?
Close enough.
Hi, I'm good. Good.
Did I get that right?
Saltwater Stitches Hat Co.
Oh,
you added an
and. Sorry. Sorry.
You always got to switch it up just a little bit. Keep people on their toes.
People's names.
I think I might be the only one, so hopefully they'll find me.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So I found you initially because you had made a post in the Lone Star group. And I loved how you shared basically the progression of your business and how you kind of just made little tweaks here and there to, see what would happen, and each time, it seemed to kind of pay off. So I guess let's start first of, when did you get a laser and what were you doing prior to that?
Oh, okay. Um, okay. So prior to that, I was bartending.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I was pregnant with baby number 4.
Oh, that
Um,
would probably not be fun.
yeah, it was not fun. I'd finished my business degree,
Hmm.
but comparing like office job to bartending money, there was like
Mhm.
Yeah.
no, there
Right.
was no comparison,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
in El Paso. Um,
Hmm.
so I like stuck with bartending for a while, and from there I was pregnant, and this is baby number 4 for us.
Hmm.
And so the other ones are a little bit older at that point. They were, well, I guess it doesn't seem like they were that much older, but they were 7, 8, and 11.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Then we were about to have a newborn, and
Starting over, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why we did. We did. And so we were like, I want to do something where I can just kind of stay home. Just like,
Right.
there's like a million of us. I bet like this is where it started. Something that you can do on the side that you can turn into a business. And so I think that like we had this idea in like June.
Hmm.
By July, I had the laser, and she was born in August.
Wow.
Wow.
And I had absolutely zero background in any of this. Like, I know how to use
Okay.
a computer.
Yeah.
That was it.
What laser did you get?
So I got an AP laser.
Oh, wow. You went straight to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did you, with no real background in like the design and lasers and stuff, what made you go the AP laser route?
To be honest, I was sold on the 24/7 support
Mm,
because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
right.
They really were like a phone call away.
Yeah.
So they have a number that you can call 24 hours, and they'll give you a call right back.
That's awesome.
And it's like live support. And like, I think I don't know that I used it to its full extent.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the beginning I did a little more.
Right.
Um, it was, so there was like, I had a, so straight out of the box,
Mm-hmm.
the laser needed to be aligned.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that sucks.
So there were a lot of tears, like
Yeah.
freshly
Yeah.
postpartum. I
Oh,
don't know
Yeah.
yeah.
what I'm doing. There's like mirrors where,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
so that was not fun. But and
Yeah.
like
Overwhelming for sure.
I called a couple times for that, but now I'm a pro.
Yeah.
Right.
It's still really frustrating,
Oh
but
no, I still hate alignment. Anytime I need to do that, I send it to him. I'm like, here, fix this.
yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, that was so we were sold on an AP laser, um, and we started like I downloaded Lightburn, and I didn't
Yeah.
know what I was doing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We so she was born in August, and I want to say by the time that she was 2 months old, we signed up for a market.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, because we were like, "Oh, we got this laser. We got to do
Right.
something."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For
And,
sure.
Yeah, because
we
so
were
many get them and then kind of just like sit on them. They stay in that overwhelmed state. And I mean, even me, like, we bought the Mira 5 last December.
Yeah.
And I bought the new Grip 2 rotary last December. And I didn't use it until
Just now.
last night.
Yeah.
And because I was just, I could find every excuse to just not do it like right then. And once you finally do it, you get so mad at yourself almost every time about like
Right.
why you procrastinated or waited so long.
Right. And you always run
but-
into. I mean, it wasn't without like challenge. It wasn't
Right.
like there weren't huge things.
Yeah.
That we ran into, but we ran into a few problems, and it's just because we hadn't like. First, the 5 is still pretty new to us.
Right.
And then the rotary.
Well, and it's new to a lot of people too, so there's
Right.
not a lot of people like
Right.
posting about them.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
And then the rotary is also new in the 5. I
Right.
mean, we used it in the 9,
Yeah.
but in the 5 it's new. So
Well, not this one.
No,
I didn't
I
use
know,
the
I
grip.
know.
Oh,
But
okay.
but what I'm saying is
Yeah.
again, the grip was new, but not like
Yeah.
their products are pretty similar across the board and stuff. So, and the Lightburn's not 100% new either,
Right.
but just the combination of the new machine and the new rotary, we ran into a few hiccups. And I think that's probably what you were trying to like avoid, because you knew there were going to be hiccups. So it's like, I'm going to avoid that. Like, it's not going to happen however many months later when we do it for the first time.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, it's impressive again that like almost signing yourself up for a market, you kind of like force yourself to like, and we do that with other things of like, I mean, hell, the reason we had to use the lasers because we signed ourselves up to help a local business with their laser stuff. So it was like, you know, we had like a grace period, but we signed ourselves up for this and we're like, okay, now we have to do it. And testing and making things is how you get better. So tell us about your first few markets. Hey guys, how great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape the 9-to-5 and embrace a lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Above and Beyond webinar, where you'll learn how you can make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head on over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Above and Beyond webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
Bye.
Attention all laser owners and crafters. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than the Crazy Laser Dad's Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high-quality blanks are expertly sourced and tested and ready to use on your laser. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time-consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for your customers.
Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their Laser Ready Blanks.
So what we did is I just went online and I tried to find all of our local markets. Like I went on vendor pages. I went just everything that I could find on Facebook, social media.
Yeah.
And there were a couple, but there was one particular market that really stood out to me. And I think they had been doing it for maybe 5 years, maybe a little less when I first joined. So I went to like visit it just to see if there were other lasers.
Yeah, smart. Yeah.
Recon.
I'm like, I have to see what they're selling. I have to see how they're doing. And then, I mean, like while I was doing that on social media, I was like digging too, like El Paso laser and this, and
Yep.
stalking everything that I could just to kind of see what was selling and what they were doing or what I could do differently than them.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I went to the market and like, I'm so like obsessed with this market. I love this market. They've probably forgotten all about me, but it was really cool because it's more of like a craft artisan market versus like a farmer's market because nothing grows in El Paso. So
yeah.
So it was like, they did a really good job of marketing themselves. And it was like a huge community event.
Yeah. And that's huge for craft shows because if the marketing isn't good, craft shows are a lot of work. So of course you want people to show up because that's half the battle.
Right.
The other half is getting them to buy your items when they walk past. But if the attendance isn't there, there's only so much you can do with whoever shows up. So how they market the event is definitely very important.
Yeah, they did a great job. And it was a market every Sunday. And they, not every time, but they would do special events or special themes. And it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And I think there was like, I don't know, maybe 120 vendors.
Okay.
And so when I first started, I started with charcuterie boards and ornaments.
Yeah.
But I started like trying to do epoxy on my charcuterie boards, and that did not work out.
Yeah.
There were like, I remember making a post somewhere, maybe on one of these Facebook pages, and being like, why are there so many bubbles in my epoxy?
Yep.
And I think it was what started 2 months after she was born. So right around October. So I started with like ornaments, and I remember doing like, I don't know, I felt like a million of them, just piecing them together and painting them and gluing them. And then they're like breaking because you're not packaging them correctly.
Right.
And so we started with like a super basic setup. Like, what you know now, it's like, oh, you want to build high and you want people to be able to see your things. And like everything was flat.
Yeah.
And, I had like a couple tables, and I don't know, I want to say, like, I can't remember how much I sold, but I think it was like maybe 100.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like, oh, this is great.
Right.
It's not zero.
Right. Well, and then a lot of times, depending on like what your like booth fee was, my first goal was just to cover the booth fee, and then anything beyond that was like bonus. And then if it actually helped pay back all of the time and effort that I put into it, then it was, then it was a success.
Yeah. Honestly, the booth fee was like $30.
Oh yeah.
Every Sunday. And then so I did that for a while. And like, speaking of light burn and all those things, we had like, I did a lot of the like custom like teams for baseball. And so we started getting like custom requests, like, oh, can you add this word? And I'm like, yeah, we can. And then I'd go to Lightburn, and it was like 2 hours because I didn't know how to weld. And so that's literally how I spent probably the first year. Like, as people were requesting stuff, I was like, yeah, I can do that. Of course. And then I go home and I'm like crying for an hour. Like, why won't this? Like, I remember there was a guy, he was a nurse, and there was like a nurse ornament, but he wanted it to say nurse because he's a male nurse.
Right.
It was like the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And I remember,
that's
easy. Yeah, it's just an M, right? It should be that easy. No, it wasn't. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I learned to weld that weekend, like weld the words together.
Yeah.
So we did that for a while, and then eventually, like, I don't know when, like, everything blew up in the like the hat side of things, but I think it was like at the turn of the year, like right in January, where I kind of switched and I started bringing in hats, and it kind of exploded from there because no one at that particular market was doing hats.
Okay.
So I started out with just pre-pressed hats, and they were selling well. But I always had that question, like, well, do you have this one but in a different color? Or do you have it in this style?
Right.
And I'd be like, no, but like I can make it for you and you can come pick it up. And then like you lose a sale because either, oh, I won't be here. Or
they want that instant gratification of taking it with them. Yeah.
And so I think at that point, then we started doing it like on the spot. And then from there, it just kind of, I started to get busier and busier. And it was all just, local. At that point, I hadn't really touched anything online because I didn't feel like I really had to. It went from, I want to say like that first weekend was like maybe $100, maybe even less, to like 500 to 800 every Sunday. Like to me, that was significant.
Yeah.
Because it was like a $30 booth fee. And it was, from, I want to say like, I don't know, 10 a.m. to like 2 p.m. So it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, not even that bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
not like it's an 8-hour show or,
No, it was super short. We always had the same spot. And eventually just people kind of start to get to know you. And they're like, oh, and I, for Father's Day. And then I started becoming a lot more confident in what I could do, what it looked like. And I think I remember I was actually at a gym working out, and I was wearing just a shirt that had a logo that looked like Powerhouse Gym's logo.
Okay.
And a couple stopped me and they were like, hey, like, where'd you get that shirt? And I was like, whatever. Like I told them where I got it. And they were like, oh, it looks like the Powerhouse Gym we're about to open up. And I was like, oh, you're about to open up a gym. Like I saw hats, if you guys want some hats. And like, I think that was the first time that I ever felt like a real business owner, because I was in my head, I'm like, just fake it,
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I own the business and this is what I do. And like, I can custom make them for you. And they were like, okay, like, let's have a meeting. And I like went home and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have like my first real meeting.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything I can wear.
Right? I know, having your like, I don't have professional clothes because these are my professional clothes. So I'm like, hopefully you know me and you know that like, this is me. So if you want me to be nice, like dress nicer, I don't know how. I don't have those clothes.
I ended up like, I found something and like, I remember walking in and like, I had different like they sent me their logo, thankfully. So I was able to make it in a few different leatherette things, leatherette colors.
Huge. Because like, especially a newer business, I mean, businesses in general, we all love seeing our logo on things. So like, seeing someone else's logo, it doesn't like hit the same, but if you can like do something with their logo, like
and in our industry, like when you go to these meetings and stuff, luckily they send you the logo. They want to they want to see what it looks like on different things. Like
because when we describe what we do, they don't really understand.
And it hits different when they see it on something. They're like, oh man, we could do this like on tumblers. We could do like, then their minds start getting creative when they see it on something else. So that was good that you got all those, you got, it shows that you were prepared and you came in like to do business. The Riley Black Project is sponsored by Monarch Pine.
Monarch Pine is your trusted source for premium laser blanks and jewelry findings. From large loop earring hooks made specifically for acrylic and wood earrings to laser-tested stainless steel necklace and bracelet blanks, they have everything you need to bring your creative ideas to life.
As a maker, you know the value of quality supplies. And that's exactly what Monarch Pine delivers. Whether you're crafting as a hobby or running a full-time business, their products make it easy to design confidently and create stunning pieces.
Head to monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack to get 10% off your order. Riley Black patrons get an even bigger discount, so don't miss out.
While you're at it, join the Monarch Pine Craft Supply Insiders Facebook group. It's a vibrant community where makers share tips, inspiration, and their incredible creations.
Monarch Pine, where your creativity takes center stage. Visit monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack today.
Not tomorrow.
Today.
Are you tired of endlessly joining jump rings?
There's gotta be an easier way.
Are your wrists aching after numerous orders? Introducing Keychain Thingies, the time-saving solution for anyone making keychains.
It's so fast and easy.
These revolutionary plastic thingies make large or multiple orders a snap. So easy, even a child can do it.
That was so easy.
So what are you waiting for? Go to keychainthingies.com and order now. Keychain Thingies will change your life. However, they should not be used to cure any medical ailments, repair broken relationships, or help lose weight. Do not use Keychain Thingies unless you want to save time and aggravation.
Yeah, it ended up like paying off. I don't remember how many hats they bought, but that was like the first big like business to business sale that I made. And it definitely helped my confidence, like the way that I spoke about my business.
Yeah.
Because when people used to ask me before, I was like, like I have a laser, and they automatically just think like, oh, cool, you like
just a hobby.
Yeah.
Just bored mom at home.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, how do I explain this? Like, no, like this is actually a business. Like it takes a lot of work. It's not just like, it's just fun. Like it is fun, but it's not just fun.
And I think because I think a lot of us really have no idea what the hell we're doing, right? And so that can kind of affect like how you speak about your business for a while, because you don't know what you're doing, right? You're winging it every step along the way. Like, oh, okay, I have to register my business. Oh, I have to pay taxes. Oh, I have to pay quarterly taxes. Oh, like, I need to do just like each thing, like, oh, I need to get business insurance. Like there's just so many things that you just don't think about because you don't know about them when you start. And I think each kind of step just builds that confidence of like, oh, wait, like this is a real business. Even though I don't know what I'm doing half the time, it's still a real business,
And a lot of times too, it starts off as like a hobby or it starts off as like a side gig. And then when you transition into, or when you come to those crossroads of like, oh, this is like something real. Since you don't know, you don't come from like the business background. It doesn't feel like it until you justify it for your, like everyone has their own benchmark of like when they like feel like a business owner. And then you hit it, and then now it's like, oh, I can talk about my business a little different.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think that was my first big win to me.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I was talking to my husband. I'm like, what was it like before? Like where I am now feels great, but I'm like trying to remember what it took to get here. And when we were in El Paso, like we don't have any friends or family there. I didn't have any babysitters there. So literally mom all day. Right. And then I would have to go into the garage at night and figure out light burn. And then our baby, well, she's like a toddler now. Yeah. We shared a room with her for the first 2 years of her life. It was a huge room, but I kid you not, like she could be dead asleep in the moment you walked in. It's like she smelled you, and she would pop right up. And so we would walk in and like try to go to sleep, and now she'd be like, "Hey, like let's
time to party."
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Or sometimes he would like try to go to sleep, and I would be in the garage, and she'd hear him, and then I'm like working and running the laser and like pausing it and putting her back to sleep and going back out and coming back in. And so there were so many nights, like probably the first 2 years were like this, where I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't sleeping enough. But it's like if you're trying to build this business, you have to do it at some point. So it was like I would work all weekend or all evening and all night, and it was a lot. And there was so many times that I like was gonna quit.
Yeah. So what were you working prior to the laser, or were you stay-at-home mom at that point and then got the laser?
No, I was working.
You were doing bartending?
Yeah, I was doing that basically like full time.
And did you stop that once you had her and got the laser, or when did like laser kind of replace bartending?
So I took a break in between. Okay. Like I did take a short break. Just I couldn't like one, I didn't think anyone was gonna hire me at like 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
So I want to say there was like maybe a 3-month break in between. Okay. And then as soon as the laser got there, it was like full blown. Yeah. Like markets every weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then how did you shifted right from markets, because you guys were then moving. So then you kind of freaked out a little bit, right? Of like how you were. A little bit. Like it like my life was over. Yeah. I built all of this from scratch. I'm never gonna make a sale again, kind of thing. Like and where were you moving? You were moving from El Paso to where?
Corpus Christi.
Okay. And was it like your husband's job or just okay?
It was his job, and it was his job, and we had like 1 week to fly out and choose a home in a city I'd never been to.
Oh.
So it was like us and our 3-year-old, and I think we saw like 14 houses.
Oh my God.
And I mean, we tried to like do our best to research school districts and areas, and like, but you don't really know until you know. We live in a good area and we're in a great school district. But I remember like flying in and just like, where are we? Like, what are we doing?
And was there any like of his coworkers that were there? Like, did you guys have any resources there to kind of guide you a little bit?
Don't go there, go here.
Yeah, no.
A little bit, yeah.
Like there's plenty of people that he knew that had worked here.
Right.
And like,
but no one that you like really 100% like trusted their opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We moved from Colorado to Florida.
Yeah.
And at least he's from Florida, and so that helped. But like I was pregnant at the time, and Zika was going like crazy in Florida. So my doctor was like, you'd probably be fine, but let's maybe not risk it just in case. And I was like, okay. So I had to stay home while he went and looked at all these houses that we had on our list from Zillow, and like kind of FaceTime me or do a video and be like, what do you think? Or like, oh, this one looks, even better than the pictures, or this one looks terrible. They got like every best angle of this house, or, it was nerve wracking. And then we had to actually like do the house buying process, like 2,000 miles away. So It's scary too. I didn't have the laser yet, but I was going from selling t-shirts mostly to local family and friends. So I didn't have the online presence really at all either. So I was terrified about starting that new and out there where I had like your friends and family, but I didn't have like
any of
my own friends and family to like rely on. And I did ship for a while, but
so did you research like markets in Corpus Christi, or did you just like start researching like the online portion?
So both. Yeah, I did both. I did search markets first, and like I saw there's like a couple here. So there's one downtown that they call like the Art Walk, and that's I think once a month, maybe on Friday, like first Fridays.
Yeah.
And I've actually never done that one. I haven't tried it. And then there's like a smaller city that isn't technically Corpus. It's Rockport, and it's right by the beach. And that one is huge. And they had a ton of tourists. And I've done it twice, and both times it was terrible for me.
oh no.
But it's because it's a 3-day market. And so they give like their good spots to the 3-day vendors.
Right.
If you only want to do 1 day or 2 days, then they give you like where you're kind of at the end there.
Right.
Which, makes sense. They don't want to give like a good spot to someone that's only going to be there a day or two.
Right.
So I did that one. Do you guys, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget her name. No, Shauna, with Gypsy Fins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her.
So she's here, and she was actually my booth neighbor. And I'm like, you're my new
God.
best friend.
I wouldn't want to be her booth neighbor though. I mean,
So
as long as you're
funny.
doing different stuff.
No, yeah. Totally different. I'm doing hats, and she's doing like all her super cool epoxy stuff.
Yeah.
But she was really nice. And it was a terrible market day. And like, I think she lost a couple like wine glasses. It was windy.
Oh no.
There was like a huge like mobile boutique set up like across from where we were. So like no one even knew we were back there. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I never went back. And then but
so one positive though is that you met her, right? And just having that other like laser owner or like, creator in the community is huge. So like, again, I've mentioned it a few times on the podcast, but the one show that I had that was terrible, like his sister was supposed to watch our son at the time. She was super late. So then I was super late, like setting up, and I had like 20 minutes, I think, to set up before the event started. The weather was kind of like blah. There wasn't a lot of people. Like I always say I broke even until I got Taco Bell on the way home, and then I was in the hole, like $20. It was just not a good show, but I met like a local consignment shop that I ended up putting my stuff in like a couple months later. And so even the shows that like suck, you still either meet other vendors or other people that are like a valuable connection, or you learn something about like your setup or what to do, what not to do. So you wish you could not learn some of those lessons, but
in that manner at least.
Right.
So, I mean, a little bit of like a rewind. Before we moved, I want to say maybe in May, because we moved in July. So in May, I kind of signed myself up as like an online vendor to just provide patches.
Nice.
And I think around that time too, I taught myself to airbrush leather.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what
that look is really, it's awesome. The contrast
that's kind of what that's like a majority of my sales, because there's a ton of hat people and there's some people that use a leatherette, but there's not a lot of people that do like the airbrush lick.
Yeah.
It's not like I didn't invent it or anything.
Right.
But there's not a whole lot of people because it takes a lot more time.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and some skill and some other kind of machines.
Right.
And I mean, that's a huge thing to like think about and mention as far as your business goes. you can still, there's a lot of people who do hats right now, right?
Yeah.
And even I've thought about I see all the posts in, in their group and stuff, and I'm like, I want to do them, but then I'm like, oh, but then I need a hat press, and like you need all the things.
Yeah, it was a
And
mistake to shoot content for
it really was
for Josh over at Lone Star.
I don't know
'Cause
how I
it
only
really,
walked away with like 3 pieces.
Right, it really like put us into, because before, we knew about hats,
Right.
and Tabitha and like
Right.
and like Bree and stuff, so we knew about hats.
Yeah.
But we never like really deep dove because it wasn't our thing.
Right.
And then we're in there and we see all the leatherette,
Yeah.
all the and then the UV printed stuff.
Don't even get me started on the UV
and then,
like textured ones.
and then the what you call it, his branding eye, like
Yeah.
you start seeing all these things, and it's like man, it's kind of like anytime a new machine comes
Right.
out, you're like, oh, can we do that?
Yeah.
Do we do that?
Right.
Maybe we should get into
that
that.
meme where it's that guy like looking at the girl and
Yeah.
like, do I need that?
Yeah,
and
then
you're like,
your
no.
old stuff, yeah.
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 But and so like part of me didn't get into it because I'm like, all of these people have put in already a year or two worth of learning, right? And
Right.
finding their space. But if even in like a saturated or what feels like a saturated like space or market, you find something that someone else or not a lot of other people are doing, and that can set yourself apart within
Right, from the
that
pack.
community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hat bars now. So if you can find a way to make your hat bar, different, or add some patches that maybe the other guy doesn't
Man.
have.
We were the hat bar that we saw at that networking thing. It really kind of like in a competition.
We're spoiled.
In a competition like setting, it made me. I'm like, man, we should really like go all in on hats and blow them out of the water.
Right.
Like
Well,
in a
it's
comp,
the-
because it was
it's
like
the different market too, though.
yeah.
So the way they did those, they do those, what do you call them? Oh, they're called like, I'm thinking of like junk nails, where it's like they put a bunch of stuff on
Yeah.
there, but it's similar with the hats. It's like the very flashy patches, and they put several patches on, and then
It's like going.
yeah,
It's
and
like
then-
going to a tattoo
Like a
parlor
builder.
and getting the flash.
Right.
The tattoos that they have up on the wall, like 50. Oh, let me get that $80 one.
Yeah.
The sailor.
right.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like
And
that.
then and the hats were a little bit cheaper,
A little bit.
quality. Well, again, compared to what
Yeah, what
we
yeah,
saw and what
exactly.
we've seen in the groups and what
Yeah.
what is important to those kind of people. But there's a market for both people, because they're gonna have their customers that want that look,
true.
and then there'd be the other customers who want the high quality, hat with an airbrushed patch.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 markets within that, because the part of the group that I'm in, a majority is like the foam trucker hats that have like
Yeah.
20 different patches.
Yep.
But like the way the prices that they sell them at, like I'm like, you just paid how much for that hat?
That's
like
what he
Yes.
said.
$100. Like there's
Yeah.
one girl, she's got like her own brand, and she makes all of her hats, and they, I kid you not, sell out in like a minute. Like every time
That's
she posts a
crazy.
new one, boom, sold.
Right.
She's really creative, and she's really
Yeah, I mean, good for her. That's amazing.
so you have to find a way to kind of make yourself stand out. And so I did the airbrushed leather, and I felt bad for a while there, because during this time that I taught myself this, I was still kind of doing it whenever I had the time, like weekends, nights, whatever. And I went online, and I think I looked through Facebook, I looked through YouTube to just kind of figure out what the best way to dye leather was. I know that there are a lot of resources, but when I was looking, I felt like I didn't have like a good answer
Yeah.
to where they were like, oh, you can antique it, or you can stain it, or you can dye it, or whatever. And so I saw, I think Alicia Pate,
Yeah.
she was doing airbrushing, and I was like, I'm gonna try it. I want to do it. And so I kind of picked it up from there. And but I still had I still had to figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Even if you get all of the tips in the world, like you can find a tutorial and you can do the same thing and not get the same result for many reasons. Is it the same exact leather? Is it the same exact stain? Do you have the same skill as this person
Right.
who's showing you? Like, you have to, even if you get like the step by step, you doing it is often gonna be a different result just because you were different and there's other variables.
Sometimes it's like the simplest thing that even when they make like a video of how to do it, they don't think about it. Like if they learn that like they hold it a different way, but it's so natural to them that they forget that, oh, that's
to
right.
Tell people,
that's right. I had such a hard time because I did this little change.
It's like painting using the right brush, or like when people started figuring out with painting, if using like a makeup sponge did like the best as far as like not going over the edge and not leaving brush lines and like roller lines and that kind of stuff. But like when people tell you, oh yeah, I just paint it, they don't always say, I paint it with this and this, and then you try it and it doesn't work the same for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I've like during that time, I don't know, I bought everything that I needed and I tried to figure it out, and somehow it ended up working.
Yeah.
After a million failed attempts. And so I'm like, this looks good. Now I have to remember how to do this.
Right.
And it just kind of took off from there. I started getting orders like, oh, I love that look. Can you do this? And it kind of started, I think I did my last market. I basically did it like as long as I could. Like they came in and packed up our stuff, and I did like my last market the week before because I was that afraid of just losing my business. And then I went online and I started posting pictures of everything, and started selling to other people. And I basically started like my own private group where people wanted to join my group so they could buy stuff from me. And I was like, people want to join my group to like buy stuff from me? Like, this is so cool. And it went from like, I don't know, 50 people to like, it's still not huge. It's only like 3,000 people, but
but that's a lot.
Only 3,000.
Yeah. Think of how many people 3,000 people is.
I know.
and and it's not just like 3,000 people who are joining like a Facebook group.
Right. It's 3,000 people who are there for your stuff.
Yeah. So that's you have 3,000 shoppers that you.
So what is that group name, real quick?
That one is Saltwater Stitches. Oh my gosh. Saltwater Stitches and Patches Wholesale.
Okay. We'll put it on the little.
I have to look at that.
Yeah. Well, and we'll put the link in like the show notes and stuff so that people can, so they don't have to guess. But
And so I think during that time when it first started, I kept it private. Like it's still private, but I wouldn't let any other laser people join.
I mean that it makes sense. Yeah, I get that.
I was afraid. Like I really was afraid of competition. I was afraid that people were gonna like copy me.
Unfortunately, that's not necessarily like an unfounded fear.
Right.
That it we see those posts every day of like, oh, I posted this thing, and then the next day you see someone else posting in another group like, oh, look what I did, and you're like, that's definitely inspired by, So it does happen. So, yeah.
Yeah. I kept it private probably for like a year because I wanted it to be my shoppers.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be people that just kind of wanted to join to see what I was doing or how I was selling. But then eventually it turned from like leather to leatherette to now I'm like, I had some hats manufactured. And so now I'm selling these hats. So now you can join my group because you might buy these hats.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they probably ended up buying the patches as well though, right? Because they don't have to learn how to, all the stuff that you learned in airbrushing.
100%. Or people that are short on time. They're like, I have a huge show that I just signed up for. Can you send me like 100 random patches, whatever you have laying around? And I'm like, okay, sure.
Say less.
And so I feel like for me, that was like a small period of growth where you're so afraid of the competition, but like as cheesy as it is, there is enough for everyone.
Yeah. Right.
Like people will come to you and will buy from you because it's you.
Yep.
Like another person can do the same thing, but like I do have like some really loyal customers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And those are the first ones that snitch when someone tries to come to them and go around like behind your back. Like, so I've seen it several times in the group. It happened to Will Louie, if you know him, Crazy Laser Dad. So he had posted some cutting boards that he did. And, you have to be really careful with posting B2B stuff.
Right.
Because B2B, you're basically telling them who your customer is and how to contact them, right?
Yep.
And so he had put, their information on a cutting board, and he posted like a picture about them and said like, how he did the job and like whatever. Right. Probably even said how much he's the source for the cutting board, so you knew that, and then how much he charged them for, just to, because he was always sharing everything in his group. Right. Well, then someone then turned around and called his customer and tried to undercut him by whatever his price was. And thankfully, again, it might have even been like a family member. I don't know, but that would have been fun if it was. Right. But then, they were like, oh, so-and-so just tried to call me to undercut your price, and, they saw it somewhere else. So it's like, yeah.
No, I literally had a screenshot last week. My customer was like, I posted your patches, and this person came in and was like, hey, I can make you more. And she replied like, no, I'm like super loyal to my lady. So
yeah.
Like, and this is a great example of, because a lot of times you hear, especially if you're looking to like starting to do content and like, oh, I don't want to show my face, I don't want to, which you can still do great content without it, but people buy from people.
Right.
Like this is the what is it?
And they grow a relationship with you. No like and trust.
No like and trust. Like they know you, they like you and your work, and then they trust you. So somebody else, even if it does come down to like cheaper, they're like, no, I know what to expect, and I like her. And
a lot of times cheaper is not always good. If they're trying to undercut, it's because they just want the sale.
Exactly.
They may not necessarily be as concerned about quality like you are.
Well, and there's no relationship. So like they know that even if they come to you with something and you say you can do it, they know that even if you were saying that just for like the sale portion, that you're gonna work your butt off to do the best job possible, because you're not gonna want to ruin that relationship for one project, like somebody else who they don't have the relationship with. So it just speaks back to the know, like, and trust when it comes to, because I come from a content background, and I tell people like you can get away with not showing yourself, but you'll get a lot better feedback and a lot better customers if you do.
Yeah.
And then it just speaks to that.
Yeah. Well, and it was like Nikki who was shy about sharing her voice because English wasn't her first language.
Right.
And she was shy about sharing like her face and stuff too. And then when she did voiceovers or did like videos of her actually on there, because all of her stuff was her hands. Now she killed the faceless stuff.
Right, yeah, you
content.
can.
The content
totally
was amazing. But then even the people getting used to the faceless content, they love seeing her.
Right,
and hearing her.
Now it turns into like peeking behind the veil.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like what's that the singer lady that we find that she always puts
Sia.
that she always puts a filter on her husband's face.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And then that one reel where she showed her
his went
face,
crazy.
And then she teased leading up to, I'm going to show his face. Then she shows it and it went like crazy. And then now it's back to just the, the cartoon character. But it's that whole like peeking behind the veil. So you can, like I said, you can totally kill it without showing your face and showing, or in like your voice or whatever. But again, just like, I just forgot. Nikki. I blanked her name. Yeah, Nikki. Once she peeked behind, people like loved it even more.
Yeah.
So it just goes to that point.
Yeah, I think that the growth, like my Facebook group, like that's a good example. While I don't do like any like filming any content. Like I'm terrible with TikTok. But in my own group, like I wasn't sure, like, do I keep this strictly professional and only post like pictures of my business, or do I like start giving people little snippets of my life? And I started doing that. And like, I've been honest about like what a hot mess we are.
Yeah.
Because like there's no perfect when there's like, I'm just, I'll share little tidbits. Like, so when we moved here, I had started doing all the online patch sales in May, and in August, it was my biggest month ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like mid moving boxes and
yeah.
like chaos, because when we did our research for moving to Corpus, we searched up Corpus Christi ISD.
Mm-hmm.
And their schools didn't start until August. But the house we ended up choosing is still technically in Corpus, but not in that school district.
Oh no.
Oh.
So they started like a week after we moved here. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it all worked out, and I had my busiest and biggest month in August, and that was all online, and it was 13,000, and that
Wow,
was
that's awesome.
huge for me. And I
Yeah.
just remember, I remember when I first started doing like the online wholesale patches.
Yeah.
There was one lady, her name is Temi, and she still orders from me to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And she ordered, I want to say $300 worth of patches, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"You're like, you trust me to do this?"
Right?
I still have those moments where I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you just
Yeah.
ordered like a ton of, you've never ordered from me before. And because this is all online, and I didn't have a website at this point.
Right.
I had like just me and
Yeah.
some pictures that were terrible.
Right.
But she ordered, because it was like, at that point, it was like, can you do this? And yeah, I can do that. Can you do this? And so it's like finding the vector image and making it or buying it.
Yeah.
And at that point, I don't think I had like every color of leatherette, but I started ordering it because
Right.
I wanted to be the person that could say yes, and I have it in 30 plus colors. So choose your color. I can do it.
Yeah.
For you. And so it kind of started that way. Like my first big order, and then like my big thing is like take all the pictures you can.
Yes.
Even just take the picture, and then I use Photo Room daily.
Yeah.
Like I pay for the pro version, and just take the pictures and post them. Post, like constantly. And that's what helps. And like sharing bits and pieces about us moving, about our growth, about like our failures. Like I had those 2 markets, and I was completely transparent with everybody in my group. Like,
that's so huge.
This is what it cost me, and this is how much I sold.
Yeah.
And like my display fell over, my patches were all over the floor, like things that are just relatable and true.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was gonna say. It's just them, people getting that relatable, like it makes them, one, feel seen and heard, right? And then they know that like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one out here, you know, who's having difficulties along the way. Or I had my, you know, these amazing markets, and then I did all the markets, and then they're not all created equal. Or you have a windy day or a rainy day where you actually lose like inventory and product, and you walk away not making any money because the weather was terrible, or, you know, whatever. But hearing other people have those experiences, one, you may learn, oh, okay, these are some good weights that worked for like windy days, or here's some good things that worked for like rainouts or those kind of things. Or maybe it's even just like, oh, okay, it's not just me. That's huge. And then also like a customer standpoint, seeing that like you're still showing up for your business and for your customers when you're going through this huge move and like all this crazy stuff with your family and your business, but you still push through, you know, to deliver for them. It means that much more to them. And that's, again, the know, like, and trust. When it comes down to them ordering from someone else, say they find someone cheaper, they may not trust that person to push through those situations. They may just cancel an order or leave them hanging if they were counting on it for a show.
It's I don't know you, right? So I don't know. I'm not going to support you. Like I've been through, like we moved. We moved to Corpus. With, you know what I mean? Like we've been through the windy day with her. So like I'm going to buy from I don't know you.
Yeah.
You're whoever. And you say you don't do like the TikTok and thing, but you're doing it, and it's just in your group.
Yeah.
Which is really what that's
you don't have to be everywhere. If your space is one space,
it's where your people are. It's where your people are, and that's like the biggest thing with content is to speak to your.
We had to focus more on Facebook because
we
our
moved
local
here.
studio.
I love Instagram.
I love Instagram too.
Now I'm on Facebook all the time because in this
It's where our
demographic
people
is where
are.
everybody is.
Yeah.
So with the local studio, like now I find myself more on Facebook than on Instagram.
Yep.
Although I like Instagram because it's not like, it's not
Yeah.
it's just all the shorts and the reels and stuff. It's fun. But
Right.
here everything's on Facebook, so we got to
Yeah.
live on Facebook. But yeah, it's finding where your people are, and when you're making content, that's how you make content.
Yeah.
Is speaking to your people. So you are doing the TikTok thing just in your own circle. You've basically created your own TikTok and social media is
Yeah.
what you did.
Your own
And
bubble.
Yeah, and you're sharing like your story, which is what you do with content because now everyone wants, not that they want to like know every aspect
Right.
of but they don't want to be sold.
Yeah. Well, it's like the origin story that we did for Josh, right? You show seeing where if you come into his group and see where he's at right now,
Right.
but you don't see the progression of where they were like on their dining room table and then they were in like a bedroom in their house and then a shed in the back and then now, building out this huge new warehouse already when they thought the last one was huge, but sharing all of that again just adds to your story.
Yeah.
So we're at the end right-ish of Gen
For
Pop.
Gen Pop.
So the code, so we'll put the group name in the what do you call it? The lower third, and then also in the description. But the code, if they want to order wholesale patches from you and they don't want to learn, airbrushing or have all 30 colors of leatherette on hand. So the code is wholesale, right? And they get 50% off the retail price?
Yes.
Okay. And then what website is that they get that at?
saltwaterhatco.com.
Okay. And where else can people find you?
On Facebook, on that group. That is, I'm like blanking on my own. It's
we do it all the time too.
Saltwater Stitches Hat Co. and patches wholesale.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So it's a lot.
Awesome. Well, hold on right there because we're gonna move over to Patreon.
Continue the combo.
Yes, continue the convo. So if you want to hear what we're going to talk about, be sure to join Patreon. Or you can buy the episode too, because we also offer that.
Oh, yeah.
You can just buy the one
that.
snippet. But
Yeah.
it is $3. So if you buy 2, you might as well just go ahead and sign up for the month because it's $6 anyway. And be sure to do that in the Apple. Is that still a thing?
I need to check.
In the iStore?
I need to see
No,
if
it
that's
is.
still
No,
a
it
thing.
is.
Is
It is still a thing
Did it warn you?
because every time I put the
warns
episodes to sell it for $3, it tells me that iOS will
Charges
pay like $4 something.
$4.50.
Yeah. So so be sure to be in the web browser if you sign up for Patreon, not through the App
Apple
Store.
iOS,
Yeah, not through the App Store because then you'll get a 30%, whatever it is. You'll be
too
paying
much.
more to Apple, not even to us.
No.
It goes straight to Apple. So, hey, if you want to support Apple, fine, do that. But
Right.
we're trying to save you money.
No,
here.
no. Support us
right,
instead.
Yeah. So, join Patreon, and the life update's up next. And we are back.
Woo woo.
Life update time.
Yeah, so we kind of teased, obviously, or
Yes.
talked about some of it on the Gen Pop and the Patreon version.
Yep.
But you called me on Thursday.
Was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday.
Yeah, it
Yep.
was Thursday.
Yep.
And you were like, so.
Good news and bad news.
I was like, okay. And he was like, so.
The good news is we're gonna make some money. The bad news is you're gonna have to make some stuff.
Nah. Like, okay.
So
And I was
we
like,
are making things, and I will say, let me say, because I haven't even told you because I saved it for this part of the show.
Oh, okay.
I really like the 5.
I do too.
I like the laser. I'm
I like
excited.
the size. I
I'm
like the speed.
excited about making things.
Yeah, I kind of am too.
I've never been like
Yeah.
all in.
No.
But I was all in as soon as I picked up the cups and everything like that. So
Well, so this guy tells me he recorded a podcast with the shirt place.
yes. So where we get our merch from, where you've gotten all of your merch, pretty much.
All the t-shirts.
Yeah, since
most
we
of the
moved here.
t-shirts besides
for the past like
run.
2.5 years, has been from Southern Teas.
Yep.
And the owner's mom has a podcast at the studio. And then after recording the studio, we got to talking, and like she asked about how Crystal was doing, how business was going, and this and that. And then I forget exactly how it transitioned, but it transitioned into them possibly not having tumblers and laser engraving,
not doing it anymore.
Not having those online. Not what's the word I'm trying to get? Not offering them anymore.
Yeah.
Any laser engraved goods because they weren't happy with the quality that they were getting from who they were using, and it's the only person really in town that has a business because everybody else is like hobby and they just they can do like one or two things, but when it comes to like production and stuff like that, that's where they kind of like either because I mean it's a hobby, so either they're like on an X tool that takes forever, and they don't have the time, and they just don't they're just not production. So they weren't gonna offer it.
You guys should do
She's
that.
like, if you guys ever thought of like starting a business that like does laser engraving, this, I'm like, well, and she knew we had one, but she's like, if you ever did a business to do it, to actually make the products, it'd be great here. And I'm like, well, we kind of do. It's designs, but Crystal doesn't want to make things. But I'm like, don't worry. I've been talking to her, trying to get her around to doing it.
And I've been tossing around a couple ideas, too.
So then, she tells me one aspect of why the person, why she uses them or whatever. And some people avoid going to go to them to avoid going to him directly, not knowing that she subcontracts to him. So she has to keep that all quiet. Anyway, all that to say, I'm like, don't worry, I'm gonna talk to Crystal and we're gonna get this done for you. So I call her and I'm like, hey, listen, you want to make some money? Do you like living here?
Yes.
Do you like staying here?
But
well, we're gonna have to make some things. So yeah, we started. We got the tumblers. We had a bit of an issue getting the rotary to work. So we started testing last night. Yeah. We thought it was gonna be easy peasy.
Thank you, Jess.
Lemon squeezy.
And Alex for helping us.
And a few others.
Yeah, no, I'll mention them too. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then we ran into some issues basically between Lightburn, the rotary, and the laser. Yeah. And I'm gonna write a post about it in my groups, just so hopefully if someone else runs into the same thing, they, maybe they've seen my post, or maybe if they're searching for it, they can see. But yeah, so thankfully, so I messaged Kristen, with K Thump Designs. Kristen Thompson, makes a shit ton of tumblers, and she also has a Mira 5. And she had run into, so what we were having happen was, we'd send the file and we'd hit start and it would just spin.
It would frame
forever.
frame fine. It would frame, the job or whatever. Yeah. Once we nailed down the steps per rotation. Yeah. So then we just went to go run the job. And it just
we changed our steps a million times.
Turned it off.
We changed all of it. Turned it back on, because that was Kristen's fix for it. Was turn it off, turn it back on, and then usually
unplug the rotary. I even
unplugged the machine.
The rotary has a pigtail. I unplugged that to make sure like the connections were good. Yeah, like just everything, and nothing was working.
Yeah, and then Kristen had talked to someone who had something similar happen, so she reached out to her, Lisa Bland. So thank you, Lisa, for also helping us. Even though it wasn't direct, it was through Kristen. And then I did not expect a text or reply or anything at all last night. I was sending it last night so that hopefully I could get a reply sometime today, and then could address it, from there and take care of it in the morning.
We'll figure it out in the morning.
And I sent, this is happening, trying to set up the rotary for the first time, blah, blah, blah. And then I get a text from Lek.
Shouts out to Lek.
Try this, and this. And it was basically press origin and then press start.
And I was like, we've
done that.
We were saying, because we were still on the phone with Jess, and we're like, we've done that. I'm like, you know what? Listen, we're still in here. I just turned the laser on. Let me turn it back on just to prove him wrong, and we'll talk to him in the morning. And we went through the whole things. Right before hitting start, I hit origin,
and it freaking worked.
Hit it, and the thing worked.
My response to him was, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And he was like, "Working?"
We were all all of us like
So
in unison when it
frustrated.
started working. We're like, really?
I was, yeah. Well, and I was like done. Jess was like, no, I still got an hour or two of work ahead of me. And I was like, I'm over this.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're gonna get this tonight. And yeah, we just you have to hit origin right before you start the project.
And thank you to everyone who, Night Owls, thank you to Jess and Alex who, after the kids go to bed and even before the kids were going to bed and, trying to get their daughter to do her homework super late at night, but it's really raining outside. I was like, what is that noise? But yeah, it's just, it's that community. It's that having those people, hey, walk me through putting this in my laser. It gives me anxiety, walk me through the steps. And she was able to walk me through it because Emily had walked her through it.
Right.
And then I had posted somewhere that Jess was going to be walking me through it. And then I think it was Misa said, okay, then you can teach me. And I'm like, of course I can. And I was like, it's this little train of people
Telephone.
helping people along the line. Yeah. And Kristen, I messaged her like, hey, you up?
Yeah.
And thankfully she was. And again, Black and all of us just not sleeping, it helps late night. So,
and by no means was it really we didn't have to get the orders done that night. No. We really were just with time testing it, and
it's just
we knew we were gonna run into things just because we've never. It's like anything. When you put it in, if you get the rotary, you put it in, you're going to run into some sort of issue.
Well, because it's a different machine. It's a different rotary.
Right. Light burn, make sure that the light burn settings are set. We didn't even test it on the one that we really wanted to test it on. We just tested on a tumbler that was laying around just to make sure that the rotary spins, the laser engraved, making sure everything is talking to everything before we even run the true test.
Yeah. Because that was on leatherette. So it was like a leatherette tumbler. So it wasn't a powder coated. I've done those before on the 9. So as soon as we got that, I was like, okay, that's done. We have settings for that. And then today I actually wanted to try it before the podcast. Listen, we record the podcast around noon.
Yeah.
Before noon, we're lucky if we've eaten breakfast, pulled orders, maybe shipped them.
Yes, but also because it's not because we sleep late or anything like that. It's also because Monday mornings, because everything happens on Mondays, it's grocery day. So I take the boys, you get groceries, which means breakfast starts later, which means everything gets pushed back. And of course, that's the day that we decided to do the podcast. Because everything is pushed back.
Why not?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel productive. And I'm excited to see where it goes and to actually use some of these laser or these tumblers and the lasers that are literally just sitting there barely making things.
So for now, we're not making things for the masses. I mean, unless you guys want something, then maybe we like money. But we're working with Southern Teas who makes our merch, and they support us in everything with the podcast studio. She was one of the first ones to hire me before we even for a video for a fishing tournament that they did. So they've been supporting us. We support them with all our merch, and when we do the anytime we do any run, it's them. We don't go to what's the online.
Oh, right, like Vistaprint.
Vistaprint and all those companies that make. We don't do that. We shop.
Well, we do sometimes, but we try to do local if we can.
Yeah, we shop local. So all of the merch, and they do great work.
They do.
They do awesome work, and they do. Anytime if we have any crazy idea or anything, they're all for it. They don't give us any pushback or anything. So they're great. We're making things. We're using our lasers. Yeah. And it's fun. I can't wait to get to work on these tumblers.
Me too.
Are we doing them today?
I want to do that one since I figured out the settings. I'm going to get that one done and then do the others.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get to work. Hopefully you are too.
I'm going to eat first.
Yeah. And it's it's been another great episode of the Red Black Project. Crystal and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done. The Red Black Project. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. Nino, I'm recording.